Hello.
Hey, you can hear me, right? Everything's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So I mean, no need for a long introduction now. We we know what we're doing. So, and I have I've literally just written down in an overview of what I want to do today, and there's a lot of things.
Okay.
I mean, it's fine. We don't if we don't get to do everything, that's totally fine.
Okay.
We don't have to do everything.
Well,
yeah.
I also prepared some questions for you today. So
Cool, excellent. Well, I guess that's what we have the recap for, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, if you have questions, let's start with that, right? Because, yeah.
Okay, but they are related to the exercises that you sent me to solve.
Right. So let me see if I can bring them on screen.
I can paste them in the editor. Maybe?
So let's see. So they were mostly. Let's see. Let's do a new file actually.
Mm-hmm.
Exercise 1, and let's throw them in a markdown file, and then you can just paste it here.
Okay, so this is the exercise. Wait.
I think I only pasted one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to paste?
Up to you. It's up to you. Honestly.
Okay. I feel like it's a bit cleaner if you explain it to me one exercise at a time.
Okay,
So I show
cool.
you how I solved the first one, and you tell me
if it's right or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see.
I have 2 attempts on this one, but
Okay.
I feel like the first one is bad and the second one is good. So I'm just gonna paste the second one first.
Okay, cool.
So, you see what I'm highlighting now, right?
Yep, I do.
Okay. So we use the beta to cut the head of the function.
Okay.
And then I just paste all of this that comes after the A, except I
it looks
replace
good
the
so far.
A with the Z.
And then all of the Z's goes away.
Next to values.
Yep, looks good
and
so
then
far.
And then I give it to B.
Yep, looks
So
good.
in the beta reduction, the B disappears, and then B takes the value of Z.
Yep, looks good so far.
I have ZZ.
Yep.
And
hey Luna, welcome.
Hello. And now the C takes the value of W, B dot W.
Yep, that looks good so far.
So now my question is here, like, this is where I stop.
Okay.
Like,
well, no. So this is not where you stop, right?
Okay.
So let's see. The thing is, you kind of misparenthesize this a bit. So let's look at this step again, right? So it's literally the last step that you've, and it's probably good that you stopped because you felt like something's out here, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, so do you see here how you have an open parenthesis here? Like here when I'm highlighting, right? This thing.
Yeah.
But then when you pasted it, you're missing the second parenthesis from here, right? You have 2 here. You see how you have 2 parentheses here, but only 1 here?
Yes.
So you literally didn't paste it correctly, right? So you need to do this, and then this isn't a parenthesis here.
Uh-huh.
You see?
Yeah.
So you literally like, if I literally do this mechanically and I just like copy this and then paste it. Oh, damn it.
Oh,
let's not leak. Okay, so I copy this here and then I grab, well, not this, this, and I select C and then paste it over. Then it's fine, right? So it's literally, if you do it with copy paste, it's literally correct, right?
So I butchered the easiest part of all.
So now if you look at this, do you know how to continue if you look at this?
That's what I wanted to ask you actually, because I feel like I should just keep giving this value to W. Like W disappears and you get this value, or am I wrong here?
Well, how could you get this value? Don't you just throw Z's inside here? Like, look at this line. We're looking up. Right.
This is where I got stuck actually. Not because of the parentheses, but because I didn't know what. Okay. Now I understand.
So like if I gave you this as a separate exercise, don't you know how to solve it?
Yeah.
So you need to treat each line independently, right? So after you've done a computation, next line is just a new exercise. So you just treat it as.
No. Yeah. Okay. Well, is there any point for me to finish it? Because now I understand actually what I. Okay.
No,
I was
thinking. Yeah.
I was thinking that the double Z, is part of the function. I don't know how to explain it, I didn't take it as, okay, it makes so much sense. Okay,
cool.
So thank you for this one.
Oh.
And then
Let's remove this
Okay.
thing. Okay. Okay.
the second one is this. Do you want me to hurry up?
No.
I'm trying my
no,
best.
No. It's don't worry.
Okay.
You're good.
This is the second one. And this is how I decided to solve it.
Okay, so let's see. We apply beta reduction, so we remove the head and put X as this thing, which is identity. And then we replaced it correctly here. Then we apply beta again, and we throw Y inside this B. Okay, but there is no Y, or there are two Y's here. Okay, and it's okay. So it's A. Wait, something's off here.
No.
Give me 1 second. So okay, this, you do this, and then okay, you switch A to B is okay. So this is identity. Wait, where did? Oh, both A's become B's here, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, because it's double Y. So
No. Something is okay. So this is okay. Never mind. So this is what we're doing. We're replacing Y. So it's identity and then BB. Okay. But then where does this come from here again? Because we've removed it. Right. So we removed the B here. This should not be here.
okay, so the B should be skipped, but then
It's not skipped, right? So okay, we have
yeah,
one
deleted
B
because I
here.
applied it.
Yeah, and this was Y, right? So this no longer doesn't have to be here anymore.
Yeah.
So then this is an extra parenthesis here. So let's continue from here because this is wrong.
Yeah.
I'll keep it there just to show you why it's wrong. So okay, what do you do here if I give you this separately? What can you do here?
Well, now it's the exact same mistake that I did in the first exercise, because now I apply beta again, but
Yeah.
this time I know that these are the values that I have to use, so
Yep.
I don't get lost anymore. So
Okay,
now
cool.
it's just A, where A takes the value of B.
Yep, and then what else do we have here?
And then we have
You're
what's this
forgetting
one?
something because you're applying one B, but you have
Okay,
another
yeah,
B,
but
right?
I forgot the
Mhm,
second one
okay.
that's gonna come afterwards. So now I have I felt like I mastered it, and now I'm butchering it for some reason. Maybe it's because I'm a bit shy.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
it's normal.
Okay, so
You're
it
good.
just goes to B,
Yep,
and then
You
I
have-
have a B.
yep, and then these parentheses aren't required, so you can just
Yeah.
kill them, right? Yep, this is
Mhm.
correct. So again, the thing you made kind of the same mistake, so hopefully you got it right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So,
Okay, so
no need to.
yeah, it was a bit foggy with the exact same problem. So
Yes.
now I actually understand what I.
Mhm. I think you need to
messed
be a bit more careful with parentheses, right? Because that's where when you get confused. If you don't
Yes.
parenthesize things correctly, then it's easier to get confused. Okay, so let's see. Next one.
Okay. Oh, this one is stupid now that I know what mistakes I made. Right.
Oh, so this line is sorry, I'm just answering a question for. So you mean this line, Luna? Well, it kind of like you do the beta reduction in two steps. You first remove the head, and then you keep the body, and then you do the like replacement. We're kind of doing two steps for a beta reduction just to make things cleaner and simpler to follow, right? But it's not necessarily required. You could easily do the beta reduction in one step, right? But we're just using the two steps to just to just to be easier. Okay, so let's see. You have this, and this. So this is a bit tricky, right? Because there's three abstractions and no variables, right? So we start by replacing y with this, right? And then we get this. This is actually one of the tricks, and I'll tell you about it right now, right? So this is called the identity function because or an identity abstraction, because basically whatever you give it, it just copies it, right? It never changes anything. So whenever you see this, you kind of know that this thing disappears, and then it just gets replaced by the thing that's on its right always.
Okay.
right? So this is almost always the case, right? You see, like this is identity, don't do anything, and this is whatever, something else, right? So then we end up with this, right? So I know this is correct. Whatever you did up here is correct because it's easy to see, right? To spot this sort of thing, right? Okay, so then, and again, when you see this, and you've seen last week when we did, you remember that when we had two of these things,
Yeah.
it was the infinite loop thing, remember?
Yeah, the infinite loop. Yeah. I remember.
So basically what this does is it copies the next thing twice, right? It puts it like next to each other.
Yeah. And then you just keep doing
So I think you kind of...
I think I messed up.
You messed up here. Right, because
and I
let's see.
also-
So you have XX and then you have this thing, right? So what's the easiest thing to do? Well, we just copy it twice, right?
Yeah.
So this doesn't look like what you did there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I even wrote 4 colored because I was pretty sure I have like 2 solutions here. And then the end of the exercise just has this.
Yeah, no. Okay, so can you continue from here? Do you want to try that now?
Yeah. Now I can, because now I know that I have to apply the beta.
Yep.
And the head disappears, so I have Z and Q.
Yep.
And it takes no. First
Z
I have to
takes
say
value,
that Z takes the value. Yeah. Z takes the value of Z at Q, and and now I just keep going until, well, I just, right?
So wait.
Wait, I actually think
So, okay, so we're replacing Z with this thing, right? With Z, ZQ. Okay, cool,
Yeah.
continue. So that's Z, and then what else do we have?
Q and Q.
Well, wait. So just replace the Z with this thing, right?
Yes.
And then put it in parentheses. The whole Z. Okay, and then you have a Q, and that's it. Kill the
Yeah.
end parentheses. Okay, so we have one more thing we can do now.
I can
Right.
do another beta.
Yep, let me remove this parenthesis so it doesn't confuse
yeah,
you later.
sorry,
Yep,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. So the extra parenthesis was actually killing me in every exercise, and I still do it.
You somehow keep adding parentheses. Okay, cool. So now we have ZQ, right? And then we replace
Where Z takes
is
the value of Q.
yep. So we have the end
And
result is
I have the QQ.
yep. Cool.
Actually, I don't need parentheses
Yep.
here. I can.
Perfect. Okay, so let's remove this thing from here. So I think there's one more, right? Where I was a bit mean. So can you paste it? And then
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. This one is
Cool. So
it.
I guess you tried solving it and you got stuck at some point, or what happened here?
Yeah. Wait. Okay, so I got. This is what I did.
Okay, so let me scroll down. See
But
why.
wait, did I mess up?
No, you actually didn't mess up. So up until here it's fine, but you can continue, right? Because you can remove this. But before you can continue, let's stop for a second and analyze this versus this. So do you remember when I told you that if you have something like A.A, it's the same thing as B.B, right? Remember that we said that they're literally identical. So if you look at these two things, they're actually identical. You can just do some replacing, like Y is Z here, and then X is Z, and then do you see it?
Yeah.
So then,
I should have the exact same result.
except that, so the result is Q, right? So it's YY, exactly, it's YY.
Okay, well, let me just paste that part of the exercise.
But interestingly, if you look at this, like here, you with the same, literally the same exercise, you got further away than on the third exercise, right? You got up to here, right? Except you had some these extra parentheses here, which probably confused you and you didn't know, or something.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, so did you write this down before, or did you just write this now?
No, this is how I ended the exercise, because I for some reason I felt like something was odd.
Nope, this is correct, right? So this is this line now, it's this line, right?
Yeah. So as soon as I got decent at it, I guess I got scared.
Okay, so you got almost to the end here, so...
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, that wasn't bad at all. Okay.
Okay.
So let's just write this down here as a solution. So then you had like a couple of. Did you get to the pure script functions, or did you not have
Yes.
time? Okay,
Yes.
cool.
But you're gonna have to have some patience with me
Oh,
here.
no problem.
Okay. So you told me that do we create another action? Wait. This one. So
He's a Romanian. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. I
Okay,
actually
yeah.
didn't think that I would get this. I forgot that I would get this on stream. Okay, so this was. Okay, so let me try to translate this for everyone. So okay, this is an exclusive OR, right? So and what's written here is that it should only be true if P and Q are different, like the inputs, and then you can use ifs or whatever else you want to solve it. Right, so yeah, let's just remove this because it's an exclusive OR, right? People should know what that is. Right, so how did you try solving it? What was your attempt?
1 second. Okay, so I also have one question here. That
Sure.
I feel like okay. So is this okay?
It's almost okay. So instead of this, you just need to do true and false.
Okay. Well, I
That's
did
it.
read that on the Pursuit site because I wanted to know the correct syntax. But then I saw that in our last exercise we actually used if true and if false. So,
So
I wasn't sure.
let's see what we did here. Yeah, but this is different because look, so this is a lot different because if true and if false are strings. So maybe these were a bit too complicated and
No. I got the point now.
Okay.
Like as soon as I hit paste, I realized that we actually declared them before we used them. So here in the string, right?
Yeah, well, of course, Christoph is right. So if they are equal, then it's false, right? So this needs to be like false, and this needs to be true, right? Because we only need to return true if one of them is 1 and the other is 0, right? If one's true and the other is false. But if both are false or both are true, which is if they're equal, then we need to return false. So yeah, of
Yes.
course, Christoph is correct. And then there is one other way we could write this, and I'll just type it here as a comment. We could do P is not equal to Q, right? Without any ifs, right? Because the test is a boolean already, right? So we can say if P is different than Q, then return that value. Like this is returns either true or false. But this is perfectly fine, especially as a beginner. This is more verbose, easier to read. So I like this solution better, right? This is maybe we need a few more lessons before this becomes intuitive, right?
Okay. So I have
Okay,
one
so
question.
this is okay. Go ahead.
I wrote this for you. So can I do this where I add a third variable and I give it the true or false? And then can I use it in other functions as well?
No, so everything is local in an expression, like kind of.
That's
If you add some, so we talk today about like function signatures a bit more, and hopefully this will be a bit clear. But basically, you can never mutate, right? You can never give a value to something. You can only return something, but without naming it, basically.
okay.
There is one way you could do this, but so let me show you the syntax for that. You could do something like let C equals to, right? And then you can say if P equals to Q, then true, else false. And you can do it in a single line, that's fine, right? And then in C, right? So that means that we can add like temporary variables, if you want to call them like that, or temporary expressions is a better way to name them, right? Well, I mix them up, so then false, that's true. And then you can do, but like this is useful if you have more than that, right? So if your computation requires a few steps and it's hard to do them in a single step, then you could do something like, for example, if you wanted to D equals to C and whatever, I don't know what else could be E, and then we also have on some E here, which is if P, well, I forgot a P here, or E equals to P, whatever. This is silly, right? But we could do something like this, right? And then in D or whatever. So like we could have multiple expressions here, and then we could like use them across the let binding here, and then we can have a response at the end.
Okay, so, but can I use it here? Like in some other function
No,
outside
never.
Okay.
Never. So everything is
no,
local,
that's
right? Everything you
yeah.
declare is local. You don't have global variables ever.
Okay. Well, okay, so this actually makes sense. So I'm not confused yet.
Okay.
We're still in the green zone.
Okay, so I guess let's just remove this because I think we'll learn about this later, right? So don't worry about this
Yeah.
sort of thing. This is very simple, very good, so that's a good solution. Let me remove this from here, and yeah, let's continue.
Okay, so this is the second exercise where I have to verify the.
Okay,
Boolean.
so the thing is, if this is true, then you need to do a sum. Otherwise, you need to do a product, right? That's the
Yes.
that's the problem here. Okay. So what's your solution?
Did I just paste it?
I don't think you did.
No. I pasted the. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, my bad.
You pasted the
But-
problem, but not the solution.
Yeah. I think the syntax might be wrong, but
So let's see.
so I need the boolean from the
Equals
exclusive
true.
one.
Then okay. So actually, you don't need that, right? Because you have this cond here. That's your boolean, right? So you forgot to add this, right? So if cond is
Oh,
true,
it's
and
the
then you
condition.
use this, yeah.
Okay.
Right, because like I wrote them down here, right? So cond is the boolean, x is int, and y is int, right? And the result has to be int. So then you use this here, and then you don't even need equals true, right? You could just do if cond, then this,
Okay, yeah,
else this, right?
Yes, makes perfect sense so far.
Okay, cool. And one more thing,
Yes.
this is a convention or like a requirement in PureScript. Functions need to start with a lowercase letter, never a uppercase.
Okay.
And we'll
My
see. Actually, we'll see today what that types actually start with uppercase types and constructors.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue.
So wait. Okay, this is the third exercise
Let me
where
scroll
we
down.
have to concatenate 3 integers.
So we have. So okay, let me show the main here. So we had a function here. Where was it? We're given to integers. Yeah, this one. So given to integers, we concatenate their string representation, right? So, and then one of the exercises, this one was to do the same but for 3 integers, right? Okay. So what's your solution here?
My solution was this one, although I
Yeah, that's exactly correct.
okay. So you told me. So just so you know that I remember, you told me that this will always be compiled first, and then it will do the concatenate.
Yep.
You said something about strength. If I don't.
About what? Can you say that again?
Strength or
Yeah,
power?
so yeah. So what I said is that function, so this is a function and this is the argument to a function, right? So what I said was that
It's higher
functions
than-
binds most powerful, right? This is the most powerful thing, right? It did this like function applications. Oh, hello, Eric, welcome, and thank you very much for following. Yes, I said that like function, like argument binding to a function, that this is the highest precedence possible, right? This always evaluates first, and then if you have multiple operators, so for example, you have and thank you very much for the follow, Shiva. Hello, welcome. So if you have a plus b times c, this will evaluate to a plus b times c, right? Just like you used from in math, right? So this will be the order that will happen in reality, right? So operators have some precedents in which they are evaluated, but this is always first, right? Okay.
Just wanted to show you that I remember.
Cool.
No.
Cool. So then there's the last one, right? There are 4.
Yes. You
Okay.
gave me. You told me to apply this.
I don't
So
actually
you wanted
remember.
me to
So
use-
okay, so let's see. Can you show the like? I don't think you pasted everything. You're missing
yeah,
the function.
my bad. Yeah.
So okay, right. So the idea is that you're getting a function that can translate from int to string, and then you get an int and you need to return the string, right?
Yeah. But
Okay,
this
cool.
one I couldn't do it, so I just wrote a draft like this. Like I put a question mark, and it didn't really help me. So
Okay, cool. That's
don't know
totally that's not a problem, right? So like here, it's a bit it's slightly tricky because we didn't go through these things yet. So I was just so the idea is fn here
yeah.
is a function from int to string, right?
Yes.
And then x is an int.
Yeah.
So we could just, if you say fn of x, then we apply this int to this function, we get a string, which is exactly what we wanted to get. So this is actually everything that we need to do.
Okay.
Right, this is kind of like dominoes, right, where you have like this is a 1 and this is a 1 and this is a 2, right? So you can just think of it like as like dominoes or like Legos or something, right? Like this wants to eat an integer, I have an integer, so if I put 1 here, then I get a string, which is what I need to get out here, right?
Yeah, okay.
It's a lot like puzzles when you're doing typed programming languages. It's pretty fun. But I don't want to spend too much time on this because we will be talking about this a lot later. So it's fine. Like I probably should not have given you this.
I did try to use Pursuit to find something, but no.
No, so there's nothing, right? Because this doesn't use any external quote unquote function, right? It's just applying something to something else, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. So since you've done a pretty good job at the like exercises, I don't think so. You've done pretty good at this, and it looks like the kinks that you figured out. And then this, it's expected that you will have some little problems with this because I actually never taught you any pure script syntax, right? We only looked at some examples here. So I think you did great. So are you ready to learn something new?
Yes, please.